We are here talking about Thrive4Home, and this is a segment that's going to show you how to actually convert the client, get them into the program, and explain what it is. So please take note. What we want to do is not give you a particular script, but a methodology, if you will, because it's got to be natural for you. I'm going to role play. I'm going to actually be the loan officer, and this is my client, Steve. We want to show you how this works, and we're going to get into detail for you. Steve, thank you so much for the opportunity to take care of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get into a home. It's not about if you qualify, but when you qualify. So I've been looking through, we took your application, ran the credit, and based on the expectations or what is required in lending from all lenders, we're not going to be able to get you into a home today. However, I've got a very unique program that nobody else has, and it's called Thrive4Home. Steve, I'd love to explain that with you. So can I ask you a question, though? How passionate are you about getting into a home right now?
You know, Randall, I wouldn't be spending my time talking to you if I wasn't interested in buying a home. I mean, I'd really like to get in one. I mean, tell me more about this program. I'm not sure that I really understand what's involved.
Well, and the reason why I ask it that way is because no other lenders do it, because it can be time consuming. But we're committed to home ownership. Okay. And so I just want to make sure that you're as involved and as excited as I am about helping you through this process. We have mapped out very specific steps to make sure that you are a successful homeowner. And so that's why I like to find out first, just are you really passionate about getting into a home? Because if we're going to put you into these next steps and we're going to spend the time and effort, it's because we care about you and want to see you have that home ownership. That's why I asked. Would you like more information then about it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm concerned, Randall, because I don't have a lot of money to put towards this. And so I am excited about buying a home. And I know that you're the expert. I just hope that you can guide me in the right direction.
Thank you for that. So absolutely. Here's what I asked for you of. I just want to make sure that you're as involved as we are.
Sure.
So from a cost standpoint, I'm going to give you the details. There's minimal expense, and it really depends on a couple of the angles that you go. But let me first just explain what our Thrive4Home is.
Okay.
You see, based on credit and standards of expectation for investors, we've got to get your score to a certain position. Based on the industry here, we're probably 3 to 4 months, maybe 6 months away from having your score be where it needs to be in order for any lender to be able to qualify you. Okay. The cool thing, by the way, though, Steve, also is the fact that once we get your score up, it doesn't just allow you to get into a home. It allows for every other transaction that you have that requires some kind of credit establishment for you to get the best deal possible. So this is not even just about a home. That's why we're excited, because this is helping you in all your financial goals, not just getting into a home. I want your cars to be cheaper. I want your other expenses to be cheaper. That's what this is all about.
So by making my credit score improve, that's going to save me money on these other things too. I didn't even think about that.
Exactly right.
Okay.
So that's why I want you to be as excited as us, because we've mapped out this program. So let me ask you a question. You came in here looking to be pre-qualified. Do you have a realtor in mind? Because a realtor didn't refer you. Do you have a realtor that you would use?
You know, we've got a friend of the family who's been a realtor for us for a long time, and we may use her, but I don't know if she's very good. Do you have somebody that maybe you could refer?
I do. I have both options. What I first prefer myself is if there's someone that you know of, whether it's your church, or your family, or neighborhood, or in your kids' scouts group, another one of the parents, someone that you have a connection with, because this is about trust, because we're going to ask them to be involved with us as well. While you are getting in a position to buy, they're going to be looking for you to find that ideal home, one that may be listed today, but maybe it's not going to be listed for another 3 or 4 or 5 months, and they can be looking for you. So we want to get them involved in the process as well. So then let me step back and just say, here's what Thrive4Home is. Thrive4Home is a process by which right now we start with the analysis. Mm-hmm. We determine what is going to be needed in order to get your score to where it needs to be for qualification. And then we map out for you the process to start to take those actions. Sometimes it means lowering some balances. Sometimes it means writing some letters. And we're going to get into those details as we complete this analysis.
Okay.
Is that good for you?
I mean, it works for me. It sounds like a lot of work. And so I'm just concerned that I just want to make sure that I can get into this home soon, and I trust you to guide me where we need to go. And so, just tell me what I need to do next.
Well, you came in because you knew that we could take care of you, and we're going to. Here's what's interesting as well is the average time for someone to be searching for a home is anywhere from 3 to 4 months anyway. Even someone who's qualified today takes them that long to find a home that's going to meet their needs. Some move faster than that, some longer than that.
Sure.
So by getting into this program, what we're going to do is we're going to get you in that position, so as those homes come available, you're going to be in a position to be able to buy. So the timing is all going to be up to you, Steve.
Okay.
If you take our advice and counsel and follow our path, we're going to be able to get you into home as soon as possible. And we're going to keep you apprised of that. And let me tell you right up front, here's what I expect of you.
Okay.
We make this investment because we know that there are many people like yourself that don't really think that there's options. So we want you to be out there telling your friends and family that we are doing something very unique that no one else is doing. We are working with you to get you home ownership. That would be a great service for me. I would really appreciate that. And you can count on me to be there working with you and my team. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my team reach out to you and they're going to start walking you through the next steps of the process. Is that good for you?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, when should I expect to hear from them?
You can expect to hear from them in the next 24 hours.
Okay, perfect. And then we didn't ever get into costs or anything, Randall. I mean, what happens next? I mean, is there money I have to spend? Do I have to do anything at this point in time, or do I just wait for that call?
It can be no cost, or it depends on some of the avenues that we're going to take for either credit repair or credit counseling. Okay. So that's going to be up to you. Okay. You don't have to have any investment in it, but you could have some, but we're going to always show you what the reward is for that. But we have no expectation. There's no cost for this program specifically.
Awesome. Hey, Randall, quick question. I'm just curious if I refer my friends and family, because I know people that need the same situation, is that somebody you can take care of as well?
I'd love to. To take care of that. And here's what you can be assured of is no matter the circumstance, we're going to stay with them and help them through to get to be a homeowner. And that's something that I know excites you. It does me as I make referrals to other professionals in other businesses. And I know that my friends and family are taken care of, and somebody that's investing in me is also getting more opportunity, because that's what we're in the business to do.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm excited, Randall. I mean, I'm ready to get this started. I am committed. I want to make sure that we can get into a home. I mean, my family's been trying to get into a home for years, and we've never had anybody take the time to really show us how to do that. My parents had never owned a home. We've always been renters, and I'm ready to do something different.
Well, let's get you into a home.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Now, we went in a lot of different angles with that, but hey, we've been through this before, just as you. We know what the common objections are. At the end of the day, we do want them to show that they've got an investment and willing to make an investment of their time, because we're going to ourselves. So, Steve, tell me, how did that interaction go? You've done this a lot. What are some other variables?
The other variables is when you've got a client who kind of is more standoffish, who's somebody who doesn't want to invest any money. So the goal for you guys, as you're figuring out, is this a good fit for Thrive4Home, or what's the situation? We're gonna have somebody who's really committed. You've got to establish the commitment from the very beginning for that client. And Randall did a fantastic job of doing that. We want to make sure that client is ready to move forward and follow instructions. Because if they say, hey, I'm not going to do any of those things, and I may miss a payment again, or we've got to make our decisions at that point in time to whether or not they're a good fit for the program. But as long as you guide them and you get commitments from them, then your success rate greatly increases. And so that conversation we just had, you should have a very good, dedicated person that is ready to go on to the next step. So I'm really big about next steps, Randall, and I think that was brought very much to the front of the table here. It's like, okay, here's the next plan. So does that make sense?
Love it. Absolutely. Okay. And by the way, there's a lot of other tricks and tips, I'm sure. Absolutely. So if they really are pushing about how much they're going to have invested in this, that's when you'd stop and say, well, let's talk about what you're paying extra per month right now because you have a lower credit score. You're paying more on any kind of debt that you currently have. So there might be a little more of an investment right now to get started at times, and we're going to cover those in future trainings. But at the end of the day, make sure that you are covering their objections, not selling them into the program, because if they're not committed to being in this, we've got a lot of other people that do want to work with us just as aggressively. And my philosophy has always been, and Steve, you and I have talked a lot about this, I'm not going to work harder for somebody to get into a home than they're willing to work.
100%. When you get that emotional involvement from the client, it's a game changer, right? And it's okay to help them realize, what does a home mean to them, right? What does that do differently for you than what renting does? And so when you can bring that clarity to the client, you can go a lot further than what you could before. So anyway, absolutely.
All right. So this was the first part of the training. Keep going on this, because we're going to give you tips and tricks and tactics on how to leverage this. This is a cool thing, how to leverage it to get more realtors to send you business, and how to introduce you to a realtor that's working with you and they don't know it yet.
Absolutely.
So stay tuned. Thanks, Steve.
You bet. Thanks, Randall.